it's been well documented that Bodie's played a lot of rugby at 15. He's gone into 10 the last few weeks. Was probably denied another opportunity at Eden Park last week, which is disappointing. But, we see this as a chance for him to get another game under his belt and get used to playing there again. And yeah, it's going to be an interesting contest, but it's one that, we're obviously we've got high regard for both those two players, and Bodie's still got some flexibility around positional thing, but you can't wait for the game, really. And if you look at the other options in the North team with the ability for Damien to go in the cover and also for Mitch Hunt to cover in that position, gives us a couple of options to cover. I've always said I think he's a 10 who plays 15, and that really hasn't changed. I mean, he's had a pretty rich history in the black jersey as a starting 10. He's had a rich history for the first 4 years. He's in there as an impact player. He came off the bench and played 10 and 15, and then last year we gave him another job based on a revised game plan that really we felt utilised both of them really, really effectively. So, we've got some good choices going forward.
In terms of Rieko, I think Rieko's developed well. In this, I mean, I watched him play 13 for Auckland Grammar School, so I know he's got pedigree there. And often with our midfielders, when they get to All Black level, enough of them start on the wing and move in anyway. He's a big, strong man, Rieko. He's very quick. He's tidied his running lines up in the last few weeks. He's got a little bit squarer, a little bit more abrasive, into the contact area. He's got a great set of hands, quick of hand, be able to set guys free outside him. You've seen that a couple of times. Defensively, he's sound enough. Still a little bit of work to do there. But for all of that, 13 is probably the hardest position on the field to defend. You've got more decisions to make than just about anybody. So not an easy position. That's a little bit of a work on for him. It's not a major concern at all. He's pretty strong, but like all players, they can get better. But, we're excited about seeing him and Anton together up against Jack and Braden. I think that'll be a match-up that'll be as mouth-watering as Richie versus Bowden. I mean, we all know he's capable on the wing. He suffered a little bit of form last year, and we had some other guys in very good form who got the marble ahead of Rieko. But, he prefers to play centre. It is the position he grew up playing. He's shown he's got the skill set to play there. He's created a headache for us, which is a good headache to have because we've got some quality midfielders to pick from, and one who's not available in Nani. So, yes, it's his long-term position, and there's going to be good competition in that area.
We've had to make a call on this game, but, we've flagged from a while back. I mean, it's clear and obvious there's some opportunity there, and, particularly with Scott's injury, we always knew that Brodie wouldn't be here this year, so there is some good opportunity. So, with, having the likes of Quinton and Party out of contention for this team is a little bit disappointing, but, they've been able to show their wares through their franchises and we'll just get their timelines. The guys that are in there, I don't have to say too much about Paddy and Sam. I don't think their form's been outstanding. We've got the likes of a Mitch Dunshee, Manaki Selby Rickett in the South team who are both promising young players, and both those players are slightly different. One's sort of a volume, a workload type player. The other person sort of has probably got a bit is more of a ball in hand round the park player. And then in the North team, we've been we're impressed with Tupou Vai. He's a young player. He's still developing physically, but he's got a good attitude. He bounces around and gets through his work, and was a key member of the under-20 team last year. And Scotty Scrafton on the other side is, he's been part of a pack that's probably been a little bit underrated, but has performed really, really well consistently in the last month, and he's probably reaped the rewards for that. In some ways, it's been the easiest area to put the names down, and because I think a lot of the names we've put in these two squads of 28 are reasonably clear and obvious, and have earned their way into that position. It's when you narrow that down, which I guess is your question, Mark, from from a squad to a 23 to a 15, that it gets a little bit tougher, and there'll be a bit of mixing and matching there. And clearly we've got some, like when you look at the likes of an Anton Leonard-Brown in the midfield, of Jack Goodhue, Braden Enor, Rieko, you've got Nani, you've got Peter Umunga Jensen, who's made a big impact in the last month particularly. So there's some quality names there, and how we look at develop our skill set in that midfield to make sure we're picking players that have that ability to do well at the gain line with their running lines, but also have the nous to be able to distribute and add a little bit of a kicking game. So we're looking at a multitude of things in that space, but we've got some great options, excited about it. And in the outside backs particularly is, we've kind of felt that we've been able to reward some players who have really just come on the scene this year, who clearly we knew about them and we've been waiting for them, but when they get their chance, they've done so well in terms of getting on the park and playing well. And, the likes of a Will Jordan, a Caleb Clark have been well documented about their progress the last 6 weeks. Exciting young players, and again, it's a chance to put them in a completely different environment and with a new challenge and a one-off game, and that in some ways is part of what Test Rugby is about. It's about a one-off game. We just got to go out and prepare that week and deliver on Saturday. So we're going to learn a little bit more about that group. If you look at the names we've got in there, it was hard to find space for everyone, and clearly when you look at the North team, there was a number of Lucy's putting their hand up. And Richard's already spoken about one guy, Luke Jacobson, who's missed out, and we've put him into a different sort of plan. So again, it was just lack of space available. But again, he's a player that's gone really well, particularly ball in hand, played well, and looking forward to his continued growth.
And you need the right cover, gentlemen, too, in terms of some flexibility. So when the teams get named properly, next Thursday, you'll perhaps understand that a little bit more. But the question is, you put him in, who do you leave out? We're not going to tell you that. We'll let you try and figure that out.